Alright, guys, welcome back to Phenomenal Fantasy Wrestling. Now, what I'm going to be doing tonight is a prediction, and then tomorrow night I'm going to do my reaction to AEW's Double or Nothing. Today is Saturday. I've written down the matches that I've had so that I don't miss anything. I'm going to give you my predictions now. Then the second part of this video will be my reaction after I've done that. Just so, you can't say... you can still say I watched it and then give my predictions. I did not. This is 12/21, Saturday night, Sunday morning. However you want to look at it. Alright, so the first match I've got written down is Serena Deeb versus Riho for the NWA Women's Championship on the buy-in. Obviously, Serena Deeb is going to win that. I don't see there being any reason for her to lose the title to Riho. I don't see anywhere where Riho's going to go defend the title for NWA. It seems like a no-brainer that Serena Deeb will retain that title. After that, I have Kenny Omega versus Orange Cassidy versus Pac for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. Great match I see coming. This is going to knock it out of the park, but at the end of the day, I don't see any reason for Kenny Omega to lose. Hook or by crook, Kenny Omega will retain the title. Next match, Hikaru, Shida, and Brit Baker. It seems weird that they just now gave Shida the new Women's Championship. I guess they wanted to give it to her before she dropped the title. But I definitely see her dropping the title to Britt Baker. Britt is the number one woman in that company. She does great, but Britt Baker's there every week wrestling, and Shida, once in a blue moon, she's there. So I definitely see Britt Baker walking away with the Women's Championship. Again, hook her by crook. As you know, she's got Rebel out there who will help her if she needs it. Next match, Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo. That's a hard one. Cody Rhodes is Cody Rhodes. It's hard to see him losing a big match like that, but it wouldn't be the first time. And Anthony Ogogo is too spotlight right now. It just wouldn't make sense for him to lose even to Cody Rhodes. I'll be shocked if that happens. So I'm definitely going to go with Anthony Ogogo in this one. Next match I have is Hangman Adam Page versus Brian Cage, the Machine. I think it's going to go with Hangman simply because of, Brian Cage has already won up on him. In my hopes, it'll be Adam Page wins the next one, and then in the third one, they fight for the FTW title. What's the point in having that title if you're never going to defend it? I think he's defended it twice on Dark against a couple of jobbers. So definitely want to see Adam Page pull this one off so that, it ends with a third match. I definitely want to see another one. The first one was great. The second one's going to be amazing, being that it's on a pay-per-view, not just on TV like the first one was. So if that one was good, this one's got to be much better. So I'm going to go with Adam Page, and hopefully the third one will be for the FTW title. Next one, I have Miro and Lance Archer for the TNT title. I think Lance Archer should have won a title a long time ago. He probably should have beat Cody. He probably should have beat Moxley. And he probably should beat Miro. But Miro just won the title. How is he going to drop it already? So I definitely think Miro will pull it off somehow. If not, just the match goes and gets thrown out somehow. Or Jake Roberts gets involved. Something's going to happen. I don't see him beating Lance Archer clean. but I do see him retaining his title. So we'll go with Miro on that one. Sting and Darby Allin against Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Of course, gotta go with Sting and Darby Allin on this. I love Scorpio Sky and Ethan Page. That's got to be one of my favorite teams right now. I've always liked Scorpio Sky, even when he was in Impact as Mason Andrews. Ethan Page, great talent. I would love to see them pull it out and win the match. I would love to see Sting lose the match. Sting be there, try to build up. I know he's building up Darby Allin right now. But at the same time, he just won that street fight. You did away with Team Taz. Can you really win this one too? Or do you give these younger guys the win? But I definitely think Sting and Darby Allin get the win here. The Young Bucks against Moxley and Kingston. I definitely don't see Kingston and Moxley as the tag team champions, so it's hands down gotta be the Young Bucks here. That's a given to me. Young Bucks will take this one. The Inner Circle and the Pinnacle in the Stadium Stampede match. I don't see them breaking up the Inner Circle, so I guess the Inner Circle I'm going with on the win. I love Jericho, so definitely Inner Circle, 100%. I don't think they should break them up yet. I think there's plenty more to do with this rivalry. Past Stadium Stampede. They lost the last Stadium Stampede, so do you really want them losing back-to-back? If they lose back-to-back, then they deserve to break up. That's just the way I feel about that one. And then last but not least, the Casino Battle Royal. I think Christian Cage is going to win it. He was big signing. He's had a few wins, a few matches. He's definitely got to do something big now. Casino Battle Royal winner has to be Christian Cage. Who will be the to be announced last person in there? I'm sure everybody's saying Daniel Bryan, since he's not under contract anymore to WWE. Also saw the stuff where WWE and New Japan are in talks because of Daniel Bryan. I don't know how that's working out because of Daniel Bryan being gone from WWE, because it makes no sense to me. All the other ones who were released a few months ago, their contracts don't run out till July. Their 90 days don't run out till mid-July, so they can't be them. Andrade is the next one, you would think. He's got a match coming up with Omega in AAA, so I don't think they would really... They could bring him in and use him, but it really wouldn't make sense for him to win that match anyway. But like I said, Christian Cage is my pick to win. So I'm going to go with somebody from Impact. I'm going to go Rich Swann. Rich Swann and Omega have had something going on. Maybe Rich will pull it out and be able to challenge for the Impact title. I don't know. But I would like to see it be somebody from Impact. You've not done a whole lot on AEW with the whole Impact inclusion stuff. The most you get are the Good Brothers and Don Callis, and if you didn't already know they were with Impact, you wouldn't have a clue based on what they're doing. So I'm definitely hoping it's somebody from Impact, and I'm going to go with Rich Swann. Just because he's been feuding with Kenny Omega over there and beating for the title. So those are my predictions. I will be back tomorrow night after the pay-per-view to give my reaction to what happened during the pay-per-view. And results, spoilers of course. But here's the prediction portion. The show is not aired yet. No clue what's going to happen. But join me back. I guess I'm going to slice this video together so it does half and half. So I will be back with my reactions after the pay-per-view is aired. Thank you. Alright, guys, I'm back. Double or Nothing is over. Just finished watching it. It is like 3:30 in the morning. Had to deal with a bunch of family stuff in between watching it, finishing it. It's been a long night. Alright, so I'm just going to start my predictions. You guys just watched those. Let's see how good I did. First match, the buy-in. Serena Deeb versus Riho. Good match. Was shocked to see Serena Deeb playing the heel. When she slapped her instead of taking that handshake, you knew that's what she was doing. And she played a great heel. And they told a great story on why she was being a heel. Upset about the women's title eliminator match. Serena Deeb pulled it off. She got the win. I predicted that one. I think it was a no-brainer. Alright, after the buy-in, we had the Double or Nothing begin. First match on the card, Hangman Adam Paige, Brian Cage the Machine, and yeah, he came out looking like a machine. I liked the intro attire. It was really cool. Adam Page with the win. Good match. Back and forth. Of course, Team Taz had to get involved. I'm glad to see, Brian Cage was happy with that. He threw the title back at Ricky Starks, said, I don't need you guys here. Lost the match because of it, and walked out on him. I've been waiting for Brian Cage to walk out on Team Taz for months now. After that match with Sting and Darby Allin, the street fight, they kind of teased friction. They've been teasing friction. And finally, we see more friction. And hopefully this leads to Brian Cage leaving Team Taz. At that point, he should probably... What are they going to do about the FTW title? Is Taz going to try to take it away? Is he going to send Powerhouse Hobbs to beat him for it? It should be a good story, however they go with that. But glad to see Brian Cage stepped up. Didn't need their help. And refused it when they finally came out to try to help him. Alright, after that match, I do have my notes here, so just in the order, you got the Young Bucks taking on, Jon Moxley, Eddie Kingston. That was a great match. Of course, you had the Good Brothers try to get involved, ruin everything. I had to mute it at one point because my wife called, and I saw somebody hooded attack Luke Gallows, and I heard the commentary when I finally turned it back on say something about security finally doing its job. If I looked correctly, I thought that was Kazarian. It's not the first time he's done something like that, ran across, tried to do something to get the crowd to pop, or because he thought it needed to happen. I don't know. Like I said, I had to mute it at that point, so I don't know if they said it was Kazarian, or if they played it off as security, but to me it looked like Kazarian. All in all, I thought it was a good match. I'm not surprised by the Young Bucks retaining the titles. 4 BTE triggers. Wow. That's all what you're going to have to do to take Moxley out of it. I really didn't see Moxley and Eddie winning the titles anyway. Moxley's not a tag title guy. So it would have made no sense to me. I like him and Kingston as a team, but I don't see them being like a tag team champions. I see Moxley trying to get that world title back. Alright, so another one, 3-0 so far. Serena Deeb, Adam Page. Young Bucks. So I'm doing pretty good. All right. After that match, we had the Casino Battle Royal. And boy, was I wrong on this one. All right. So obviously the Joker was Lio Rush. I'm not mad at it. Lio Rush, fantastic star. He came out, he looked like $1,000,000. Got eliminated really quick, though. I mean, he showed his skill, but then he's gone. But that seemed to happen a lot in this Battle Royal. Everybody got eliminated really quick. It was a really short Battle Royal. Just seemed like, people were getting eliminated left and right. Surprising ones, too. I don't know if all of them were meant to happen. It looked like Max Caster's was an accident. Maybe that's just me, but it looked like he was supposed to hang on there and didn't. But, I predicted Christian Cage to win this one. Obviously, it was Jungle Boy. More than happy with Jungle Boy winning this. And, obviously, I guess it's too early to do Christian Cage versus Kenny Omega. For me, I would love to see that match, but I guess since they're doing it in 2 weeks on Dynamite with Omega and Jungle Boy, I guess it's too early to do the Christian Cage match, or they want to save that for a pay-per-view, who knows. But I'm a big Jungle Boy fan. I wish Jim Ross would shut up with the whole Jungle Boy Jack. They put too much, JR puts too much emphasis on him being Jack Perry rather than him being Jungle Boy. I don't know if that's purpose or just Jim Ross. Jim Ross also seemed way off tonight. A few times I saw him on commentary. He just seemed off. At one point I thought he was going to hyperventilate or, fall over or stroke or, he just seemed off to me. Maybe that was just me. So I lost this one and got this one wrong. Still happy it happened. Happy with Lio Rush being the Joker. Definitely was not an Impact star or Rich Swann, but it does explain why Lio Rush lost the MLW middleweight title right before the show went on hiatus. Happy with it. All in all, it was the match itself was a little fast-paced for a battle royal. I didn't like that. I love battle royals, especially Royal Rumble, things like that. So I was a little disappointed with how quick it went. There was no real fun to it. It just seemed like it was really quick-paced. All right, after that match, then we had Cody Rhodes and Anthony Ogogo. Again, I lost this one. Cody Rhodes won this. And I think in the group chat, we were talking about Cody Rhodes, on there and why he keeps doing these kinds of feuds. Like I said in the group chat, I thought this should have been a tag team match. QT Marshall is the one who turned on Cody Rhodes, turned on Dustin Rhodes, and then you have Cody Rhodes versus Anthony Ogogo. Where's QT Marshall? I know he's outside the ring. He's, and apparently he's injured, but you didn't know he was going to be injured weeks ago when setting all this up. So, in my opinion, it should have been Cody and Dustin taking on QT and Ogogo. And now you've got Dustin and Camarado coming up on on Dynamite in a bull rope match. I'm good with that. But then at the same time, you've got QT and Ogogo against Cody Rhodes and Lee Johnson coming up. Why save the tag team match for... It feels like you're doing things backwards in this aspect. And you're doing it with Lee Johnson, instead of Dustin Rhodes where it should be. So it just seems backwards, but in all, it was a good outing for Anthony Ogogo. I'm shocked he lost, being that he's been built up as this giant star. But I guess if Cody Rhodes is going to take the name American Dream for one night, he couldn't really lose. So I guess I should have taken that in consideration when I did my predictions. But what are you going to do? So now I'm 3-2, I guess. Alright, so the next match we had was Miro and Lance Archer. It was what it was. Obviously, Miro was going to win this. Lance Archer, I would love to see him do more. Miro, nothing against Miro. He won it. He should have won it. He just won the title. His second defense. He wasn't going to drop the title already. He made Archer tap out, which, that's the right move for this. You don't want to have Archer tap out you don't want to have Lance Archer tap out or submit or, get pinned in a match yet. But where does he go from here? Last time this happened was when he got, he got choked out by Jon Moxley. Nothing came of it. He didn't get another shot at the title. He didn't do anything after that. Sure, he terrorized the town and the backstage and all the people, but nothing happened. Nothing came of it. I want something to come of it. If you're going to keep this guy from losing clean, submitting, getting pinned, obviously you're letting him pass out so he doesn't look weak, then you should do something with it. I assume he's going to have another match with Miro because of all the stuff going on with Jake and the way he treated the snake. So, it was a good match. Miro won. Not disappointed with that. I saw that one coming. Good stuff. So I'm good on this one. I won that one. Alright, so now I'm 4-2, I believe. Alright, after that, there was a promo for All Out coming. I'm glad for that, but Cody's promoting All Out during the commercial. I recently listened to the Young Bucks book. The Killing the Business. I'm not much of a reader, but I do listen to podcasts and books and stuff in the car. So I got Audible. I saw the Young Bucks book, so I got it, listened to it. And in their book, when they were presented with AEW, when they started talking to Tony Khan, it was the Young Bucks, Kenny Omega, and it stemmed from how great All In was. But if you listen to the way they talk about Cody in this book, he was not all in. He was flip-flopping back and forth. Do I re-sign with Ring of Honor? Do I do this? Do I do that? Do I go back to WWE? He didn't go all in until the last minute. And where that aggravates me is he's like the face of the company. He has put himself out there. He has used this platform to further his vendetta against WWE. And, right before it all came down, he was talking about going back to WWE to these guys. And, to me, that's just... that kind of takes a strike to me. A strike against Cody to me. I mean, you aren't all in, but now you're an EVP. You're trying to be the face. You've got your wife as the face of the women's division. It drives me crazy that after we're listening to that book and then going back and seeing this, you weren't invested the way the Young Bucks and Kenny were at the beginning. And yet, when it came time to jump on it, you did, and you kind of took over, it seems. And that drives me nuts. Okay, so for the next match, we've got Dr. Britt Baker versus Hikara Shida. I was pleasantly surprised by this match. I knew it was going to be a good match. I knew they had a story to tell with the last time they fought. She broke her nose, so she kept kicking her in the face, hitting her in the face. You would think she was going to do it again. It was a good match. Seemed like there were a few spots that, slip-ups. Let's just call them botches. I know people call them botches. There were a few, but all in all, I liked the match. I 100% happy with the outcome. Britt Baker, world champion. She deserved it. Going into it, I knew she'd win it. I think everybody pretty much called that. It's nice that they gave Shida the new title on Dynamite to celebrate her 1 year, give her the opportunity to take this title in the Double or Nothing. But I don't think anybody expected her to walk out of Double or Nothing with that title. It was really seeing Tony Schiavone after, giving her the hug and, running over to her. I liked that, and I listened to his podcast, What Happened When, and he's always talking about how back in WCW he was always in the female locker room, always so close to the females. So it's expected that this isn't just part of that storyline of where she was roping Tony along and, her little errand boy and stuff like that at first, the way it was. I could say there's probably a real friendship there, based on, what I've heard from his former podcast about how he was with the women of WCW, the Nitro Girls, in love with Medusa. So I liked seeing him run over and give her the hug after the match. It really played into their story of how they are together, and I would say it's probably really how they are together. So I got that one right. So, next one we had Sting and Darby Allin against Ethan Page and Scorpio Sky. Sting and Darby Allin for the win. Good match, not great match. Obvious win here. We'll say at the beginning they said Darby Allin using Sting's war paint, as if Darby Allin doesn't wear paint to the ring every time he wrestles. That was a little off to me. I'm sure, his full face was painted this time instead of just the half face, but still, he's not painting his face because it's Sting. He did that before Sting. He's going to do it after Sting. Yeah, it just made no sense for commentary. Also, Ethan Page throwing Darby Allin into the crowd, into his brothers, reminded me so much of Bam Bam Bigelow throwing Spike Dudley into the crowd. If they had crowd surfed Darby Allin, it would have been just icing on top for that. But that was a great moment. Obviously, Sting and Darby Allin got the win, so I had that pick right. I wish Sky and Ethan Page would have won it. I can't wait to see them go on to win the tag titles whenever that happens. I don't know how they're going to move into that storyline. I know on commentary a couple times they said, these guys will want the titles. These guys will be champions one day. Scorpio Sky was, half of the first ever AEW tag champions with Kazarian. I don't remember there being anything where he separated from SCU as far as leaving SCU, other than, he went on the Dark and he was doing singles run, and I don't remember them really breaking up Scorpio Sky from SCU. That being said, maybe that's their in for a tag title shot. Is he gets upset because of the Young Bucks forcing SCU to split up. Ethan Page, obviously a great former tag champion in his own right. Impact champions with Josh Alexander as the North longest Impact title run, I believe. They held the titles for a whole year. Black Label Pro Tag Champions with Danhausen. We all know I love Danhausen. So if he was tag champions with Danhausen, I love that. So there are those, they're future champions, obviously. Easily tag champion material. So I don't see. It's just, how do you get them into that picture, that title picture? I guess you use, your rankings. If they get up there in the rankings and they get a title shot, that would work. But I think they should tie it into SCU, because I don't really remember Scorpio Sky abandoning SCU. So that could work. So another one I got right, Sting and Darby Allin, even though I didn't want to give it to him. I wanted Scorpio and Ethan to win. But, it is what it is. Next match was the triple threat match for the world title. Kenny Omega, Pac, and Orange Cassidy. Fantastic match. I think even I forget how good Orange Cassidy is sometimes. He beat Chris Jericho, the Mimosa Mayhem, the match before that. But boy, did he show off in this match. Pac, as always, incredible. Kenny Omega, he's the 5-star king of the world. I like Kenny Omega, but I don't like Kenny Omega. He just kind of, ever since AEW began, it's just not the same Kenny Omega as you would have expected when they came over, when AEW started, when he had all these great matches in Japan, and I'm only seeing like half of that Kenny Omega in AEW. There's been a few matches where he's shown off and it's been great. And right now he's a heel, so obviously he's not going to be the workhorse. But give me more. We know you have it. It's there. I just haven't seen it since AEW began. It's not been nearly the 5-star matches that Kenny Omega can put on. This match was incredible. It was 5 stars. But it was 5 stars because Pac's great, and Orange Cassidy, like I said, I forget how great he is because, of the gimmick and everything. But Orange Cassidy can go. And boy, if Don Callis didn't get involved, if they didn't hit the referee, obviously Kenny Omega wasn't losing the title. We all know that. But if only Orange Cassidy could have come away with that title, that place would have erupted. And how great was it to have all the fans in attendance? With all those fans there, it was still a little weird seeing, all the undercard wrestlers still in the crowd at the beginning fronts. It looked like they were mixing them in with fans or family, probably. Friends, family. They had them mixed in with the undercard talent. I saw Kylan King in the audience and Dylan McQueen and, just pieces here and there. Other undercard wrestlers from Dark and stuff. So I guess they still want them to fill out that front row. But boy, was it nice to have a packed crowd. All right, so I got that one right. Kenny Omega, come away with the match, keeping the title. Next, the announcement of Rampage announcer, commentator, Mark Henry. I didn't see that coming. I guess Randy Orton decided when he punted everybody out of WWE, Christian Cage, you got Paul White, and now you got Mark Henry. During that feud last year where he was punting all these legends out, they really left. And I don't blame them. Like Paul White said, he was upset by the promo that Randy cut on him before that. Very disrespectful promo. And of course they don't want these guys in the ring anymore in WWE, so I don't know if Mark Henry or Paul White will ever actually get in the ring in AEW, but Christian Cage is still working as much as he can, which I love. But if they keep going with this a couple months from now or next show, Ric Flair's going to be in AEW. He's going to follow the rest of these guys, Randy Orton, punted out of the company. So wouldn't be surprised to see that soon. And last but not least, we have the Stadium Stampede match. The Inner Circle taking on the Pinnacle. And I was shocked by how much Jericho did in this match with his elbow being the way it is. But him and MJF did a great job fighting through the office buildings. And it was great. It was very entertaining. The whole match itself was. Conan being the DJ in the little club bar. I don't know, didn't see any dancing, so it's weird to see it as a club. It was just looked more like a bar, but whatever. Inner Circle picked up the win. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was great. We didn't see a whole bunch of rehashed stuff like we did last year, that they did last year into this one. Obviously they fought in the bar area, but, that something, I was a little disappointed to see the whole golf cart chasing thing, you did it. It was hilarious when Sammy got hit last year with it. Move on. I liked it that Sammy was the one doing the chasing this time, but you've kind of run its course, in my opinion. But the Inner Circle won. The Inner Circle stays together. Great way to end the show. I have no complaints. I would give the show an all 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10. It was great. I have no complaints. Other than the Battle Royal was a little rushed. And there were some spots here and there. I don't understand how Anthony and Gogo got bloodied in their match. And it affected the eye, I guess, because they were talking about the eye so much that they had to do something to affect his sight on both sides so he could lose. I don't know. That didn't make sense to me. But overall, great night. I had more prediction wins than losses. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 to 2. So, thumbs up. Alright, guys. We will see you next time here for Phenomenal Fantasy Wrestling. Hope you guys like this video. Please let me know if you think I should do the predictions and the reaction in 2 different videos. Any notes, I'm always welcome to. Just want to make these things go better. Does seem a little long on this one, so if I should break it up, that would, just let me know what I can do to make these better and more enjoyable. Thank you guys. Bye.